The planet trembled beneath Fireshot's boots, its surface cracked and bleeding rivers of molten rock. The once thriving world was now a dying husk, torn apart by war and the unrelenting assault of the Xyphor Legion. Smoke billowed around him as he pushed himself up from the rubble. His breath came in short, ragged gasps, his ribs aching with every movement. The R on his chest flickered, pulsing with a deep, fiery glow. His power was running low, but his resolve burned brighter than ever. Above him, the sky was consumed by chaos, warships swarming like locusts, their cannons tearing through the remnants of the city. And on the ground, emerging from the shadows of destruction, came the Xyphor warriors. Dozens, no, hundreds. Fireshot clenched his fists, summoning what fire he had left. The embers in his palms flared to life, flickering like dying stars. He knew he couldn't hold them off forever, but if this was his end, he would make it one to be remembered. With a deep breath, he roared. Fire erupted from his hands, scorching the air as he launched it toward the incoming horde. The first wave of aliens screamed as they were engulfed in an inferno, their bodies turning to ash before they could even reach him. Another group lunged from the side. He pivoted, fire bursting from his fingertips, incinerating them mid-air. The ground beneath him blackened and cracked as the heat surged outward. One by one, the creatures fell, their twisted forms consumed by his wrath. But still, more came. His fire burned bright, until it didn't. Suddenly, his flames sputtered. His hands cooled. His chest tightened. The fire was gone. The Xyphor warriors saw it, and a dark, guttural laughter rippled through their ranks. They knew, but Fireshot was never unarmed. With a flick of his wrist, his double-ended lightsaber ignited, bathing the battlefield in twin beams of pure, crackling blue light. He tightened his grip. The first alien charged, a snarling beast with jagged teeth and curved blades for arms. Fireshot sidestepped, spinning the saber in a deadly arc. Swoosh! The beast's body split apart. He ducked and sliced through more in a single motion. Then he saw it. The Xyphor mothership, hovering just beyond the battlefield. A monstrous construct of black steel and eerie red lights. Their command center. Their core. His last chance. With one final sweep of his blade, he leaped, soaring through the air with the last of his strength. He landed on the warship's hull, the metal groaning beneath his weight. With a powerful slash, he cut through the entrance hatch, stepping into the darkness within. Then, a light flickered on, and he saw them. Hundreds of Xyphor warriors waiting. A deep, guttural growl filled the air as they drew their weapons, claws and fangs. This was it. His last stand. Fireshot exhaled, his body screaming in exhaustion. No more fire, no more reserves. But his will was still strong. He grinned.
Let's finish this.
The aliens rushed forward. Fire shot met them head-on. His lightsaber sang through the air, slicing through flesh and armor alike. He whirled, ducked, and struck, moving like a force of nature. The battle was chaos. Sparks flew. Blood splattered. The air filled with the howls of the dying. Blades slashed into him. He barely felt them. A spear pierced his shoulder. He grunted, ripping it free and plunging his saber through the attacker's chest. A clawed hand raked across his side. He spun, severing the arm in a single strike. But they kept coming. Another blade pierced his stomach, then another. His knees buckled. The last alien snarled, raising its weapon for the final strike. With the last of his strength, Fire shot lunged forward, driving his lightsaber through its skull. The creature let out a final, choked cry before collapsing. The room fell silent. Fire shot staggered, his vision blurring. His body gave in. He fell to his knees, the world around him fading into darkness. A single breath escaped his lips, and he smiled. He had won. His people were safe. And as his body collapsed, the R on his chest pulsed one final time before fading into embers. The fire had gone out, but his legend would burn forever.